Anytime your character does anything in a second edition Pathfinder game, they're taking what is known as actions. Whether you are in combat, exploring a dungeon, or traveling a long distance on a road, you will be declaring which actions your character is taking. Most actions will have the following pieces of information that accompany them in a rulebook. This includes the action's name, the time required to perform the action, traits that describe the action, requirements that you might have to take that action, and a description of what the action actually does. The amount of time taken to perform an action is key in many cases. You'll notice a few different diamond patterns next to the names of many actions, and this is the number of actions that are indicated to take that action, such as 1, 2, or 3 actions. There's also an empty diamond pattern that shows a free action. This is something that takes very little effort to do, such as dropping a held item. There's also an arrow looping back on itself. This indicates a reaction. Reactions have one additional piece of information called a trigger. This trigger is what allows a reaction to occur. For example, a fighter has the attack of opportunity feature, which allows them to make a reaction using a melee strike against an enemy that moves or takes certain actions in a space near that fighter. If an activity takes more than 3 actions and is not a reaction, it will indicate either a number of rounds or a set of time that it will take to do this action. For example, it takes 10 minutes to identify a magic item without any feats, or 8 hours to treat a disease with medicine. In combat, rounds last 6 seconds generally, so each action takes about 2 seconds to perform, so performing more involved actions will usually be more impractical during combat. Note again that during combat, each turn you get 3 actions and a reaction. It is also important to pay attention to the traits of actions. Traits describe the characteristics of pretty much everything in Pathfinder, but most feats and abilities will use these traits to describe how they operate. For example, that fighter's attack of opportunity triggers off of enemies taking actions with either the movement trait or the manipulate trait in a square that is within their striking distance. We'll talk more about traits in a later video. Other than that, that's pretty much the basics of actions in 2nd edition Pathfinder. With that being said, good luck and have fun.